Good morning, everyone. We're back at it again. This time we're in the Tears of Solar, doing some of the DLC shenanigans. We know we're supposed to be here.
So, captains, August detected a faint emergency signal. The source was traced to a crashed Valkyrie. Its Vox systems are still transmitting the message. Transferring the signal now.
A stream of hissing crackles out of the Voxcaster. From time to time, an exhausted male voice breaks through the interface, reciting a series of code. Try amplifying the signal. A prayer for the dying machine spirit grants them the fortitude for one final act. And the voice becomes clearer. Mirov, Penal Legion, the one who requisitioned us. Seberian von Valentius is dead. We have no means of not found in orbit. We have been abandoned. God, Emperor, have mercy. Claim us before the warp finishes us off. The Murov penal colony, desperate thugs rounded up from the prisons of the hive world Murov and Calexis, and commanded by brutal officer wardens. You have heard tales of these regiments. They were requisitioned by Seberian. A crucial detail. It is another trace of your ancestor. I recognize these numbers in memory from my old life. Although the codes being transmitted are centuries out of date, you are able to make sense of them. An Astra Militarum regiment is requesting assistance and reporting that retreat from their present position is impossible. Dispatch a squad. After breaching the hull with lascutters, the reconnaissance force discovers the skeleton of the lone pilot. Judging by his injuries, he died long before the crash. The extracted Vox recording is delivered aboard your flagship, where your servants manage to restore it. In it, Private Ruben Krosovach reports that the 32nd Regiment of the Murov Penal Legion, requisitioned by Seberian, was left without a ship and supplies on GH 89717 after the rogue trader's death. The message ends with the phrase "Atonement for the One." Baffled by the presence of an Astra Militarum Penal Legionnaire on the ancient shuttle, your squad returns to the flagship. One thing is now clear, however. The world where Seberian drew his final breath is close at hand. I think it's this one, because it's the nicest looking one. But we'll see. Ooh, 7 plasteel. People are my lowest resource. And then provisions are probably the next from what I can get. Alrighty, I was correct. The best looking planet was, of course, the one we are after. Whoa, this looks sick. Zarkov.
Lord Captain, we have compared our auger readings to the data from the Dargonis Cogitator. This world is GH 89717 mentioned in the diary of Seberian von Valentius.
In the archives, this world is flagged as of no further value. What manner of classification is that? So long as a planet retains an atmosphere and at least a scrap of resources, such a write-off is a crime against the dynasty. Why, this is the very place that the unfortunate soul in the shuttle was trying to save. I fear that we will find nothing but a graveyard down on the surface.
We have detected strange signals on the surface. Your Lordship, requesting permission to conduct a targeted auger scan.
Just direct the augers to the region where the signals was detected.
Lord Captain, there are signs of human activity. The planet is inhabited. Large concentrations of people detected. Human-made structures too, albeit crude ones.
I rescind my word, your lord. This world has just risen in value and gained some interesting prospects. Whoever they are, prepare the shuttle for landing. By the time you reach the hangar, the shuttle has already been properly readied. A young pilot offers you a respectful bow and makes the sign of the Aquila in greeting. You proceed into the stifling passenger compartment that smells of sacred unguents and leather. The flight down to the planet proceeds as normal. This changes when the pilot announces atmospheric entry. Beckoning your gaze towards the viewpoint, the shuttle glides through the colossal roots and vines, which swathe the planet in a vast, quivering mantle. Spellbound, you watch the movement within the growths. Before the pilot reports losing box contact with the flagship, and then a heavy blow strikes the hull. Attempting an emergency landing! Hold fast, your lordship! God Emperor, have mercy on us! Who do I want in my squad? Squad! I mean, there's some Xeno stuff, right? So I should bring Heinrich. Cage. You're going to stumble upon some... Okay. So this is completely new to me. So I'm excited for this. The Tears of Salah. Your skull feels like it's about to split under the pressure. A heartbeat later, the agony ebbs, leaving behind only a haunting hum. It smothers your mind, stifling all reason and hindering your ability to think. Your gaze falls on the young pilot who survived the crash and stumbled out of the wrecked shuttle after you. A wave of sickening fury suddenly swells within you. He is the one who lost control of the vessel. By willpower alone, you pull yourself together. The fury fades, sinking in the depths of your mind, leaving a lingering terror, an urge to flee, and the knowledge that such escape is impossible. Does anyone feel anything odd, as if something is pressing on your mind? A peculiar pattern of acoustic waves. I have never encountered anything like this before. Infrasound alternating with ultrasound, and so naturally too. These frequencies are inaudible, Rogue Trader, yet they invoke a violent reaction from the deep-seated structures of the human brain. I would like to lay eyes on their source. A peculiar noise, Mr. Anderson, yet one that leaves no psychic trace. I suspect that prolonged exposure could lead to emotional volatility. It would be wise to monitor one's own state of mind, not to give in to rash impulses. The righteous mind cannot be broken by the machinations of his enemies. Such a tormenting sensation! Something is conjuring painful, angry hues within me, as if splashing crimson and black across my canvas and ruining it. Is this how those I influence feel? I thought it was a result of the impact, like almost some kind of high-pitched screeching. It's just struggling to think straight, to keep from losing it. My apologies, your lordship. Did you have a chance to see what attacked us? Movement on the port side, that's the last thing I saw, Lord Captain. Something massive like a tree trunk. It was either thrown to the shuttle or it attacked us by itself. An ingenious organism of such formidable size that it can assault an imperial machinery? This world promises to be a true treasure trove of discoveries. A fine observation, Nuncius. It could indeed be a specimen of either megafauna or megaflora. Research by the Magos biologist has confirmed the existence of flora classified as Periculeum.
Machine Majoris. Life forms of this category pose a serious threat to sacred transport vehicles and armored units. There is a 96.543% probability that such a species inhabits this planet. In the observed case, the probability of more than one species of this threat category exists at 85.6789%.
Well, if the shuttle can be repaired, I'm afraid not, Lord Captain. The ship requires recovery in the application of the Adeptus Mechanicus repair sacraments. And those can only be done aboard the flagship. We need an evacuation. Contact the flagship. The rage on the pilot's face gives way to the look of panic as he realizes how he has just behaved in the presence of a rogue trader. With a trembling hand, he reaches for the Vox augment on his head. Lord Captain, all channels are nothing but static. I don't understand why. Everything is functioning perfectly. It's as if something is jamming the frequency. We cannot contact the flagship according to the charts. There is a settlement nearby. Perhaps the locals have a more powerful Vox unit. I'm heading to the settlement. Prepare the Vox signal that will break through the flagship from there. With your permission, Lord Captain, I'll remain here in case the Vox starts working. One evacuation team arrives from the flagship. So be it.
Let us not dawdle.
So what is this doing?
The flora displays heightened adaptability and aggression that's rarely characteristic of its kind. I suspect external xeno-interference. Nuncius, make all the necessary preparations for collecting test samples.
The abundance of plant life is assessed as a negative factor in the utility of the planet's surface to the Adeptus Mechanicus. Purification Litany 145, followed by 4 blessings by fire, is recommended.
Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Nice. This is a very interesting planet.
Or get left in the dust.
I'm digging it. Ancient building shows signs of recent repair. Hello game? There we go. Endless gargantuan roots sprawl all the way to the horizon. Something moves deep within them, or could it be the plants themselves? 2 flamers. Ooh. Mace. Whoa! Alright, is this like combat? We're fighting the plants. Whoa!
Xeno scum.
They
You
dare
don't belong
stand in the
this
way of a
galaxy.
rogue trader! How dare they? Oh, Heinrichs is missing his bird. Yippee, bugs, let's go. Alright, let's just start off with...
Me? If you
There,
insist,
there.
Lord Captain.
there to there.
Lucius, I'm relying on
Lucius.
the machine spirits approve.
Oh, gross. Ew, gross.
Observation.
Yeah, if he lost, Lucius, things would be kind of weird. Oh, was that a bug? Perhaps it was.
Nuncius, I'm relying.
Shock it! Woo!
Look to me.
Burn, baby, burn, disco, burn, baby, burn. Where is Percival?
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Shazam! Lamb.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? You insist, Captain?
It fired. And it missed?
Doubt is
alright.
for the weak. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. As the
Unload.
Emperor commands.
Some
God
people
Emperor,
came to
move
help.
through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Alright, and now we're gonna...
Faith without deeds is
Bam.
and purified.
I mean, they just showed up so that I can show off, right?
Rejoice in battle.
Let's see, who's next? Not.
I am his will made manifest.
And then unload.
You can escape the Emperor's judgment.
There are many less plants now.
I'll do it. Eradicate it.
Many, many less plants now.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Ooh.
For the throne's glory.
For the throne's glory.
Let's see to it.
Blam.
Physician sends their regards. I won't object to it.
Alright, I think we just get the kill here now. Yeah. Oh right, Ricochet is the thing. I forgot that Ricochet is the thing. Eh. Whatever, they're done anyway.
My faith strengthens me.
On it.
Kablam!
It was inevitable.
Seeming to appear out of thin air, people approach you with caution. Every one of them is scarred and wearing some kind of uniform. And you notice that a few have crude prostheses made of bone and wood. Their eyes are fixed on you, noting your every move. The stocky blond man steps forward, clad in a semblance of Astra Militarum armor made of tree bark. His burn-scarred face is frozen in an expression of surprise and slight bewilderment. I never thought I'd have to say this, but state your rank, occupation, and reason for visiting this regiment's deployment. I am Personal von Valencius, bearer of the dynasty's warrant of trade. The moment your name is spoken, a change ripples through the crowd. Some are struck with awe, others turn white as ghosts. The man in front of you makes the sign of an Aquila. Sergeant Janur Batowski, 3rd Supplied Platoon, 32nd Merov Regiment. We are pleased to welcome you to Zarkov, your lordship. A penal legion, you mean? That's right, the 32nd Merov Penal Regiment. You call it penal? I call it redemptive. You surrendered to the basest impulses and stained your souls, but you are permitted not to rot in chains, but to burn away your transgressions in the heat of battle. So do not dishonor his gift of atonement with wretched shame. How did the, no. Pleasure, Sergeant Butowski. It is both an honor and joy, your lordship. You've waited so very long for your arrival. Truly, I never imagined I'd see this day in my lifetime. Something brought my shuttle down. I need assistance. I'm no help to you there. You need to head to the cage. It's our camp and the biggest outpost on Zarkov. Our capital, I suppose, or whatever it is you call large settlements. We'll go ahead and report your arrival. Just follow the trail. You can't miss it. You need to meet with the colonel. About to the regiment quarters. March!
I will lead us to fortune.
Yeah, we dominated. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, we are very close.
In his name, we hold unflinching, armed with faith, thou will redoubt.
In his light, a toil unending. Oh, flee on your duty bound.
Zarkov dead and lost forever.
Taken from us too.
Perished, all is lost, all gone within a hidden tomb. We've all been forgotten, lost by the past. Repenting and
To the last.
our duty, weathered down to the dust. We serve because we must.
What an entrance! You are surrounded by dozens of people dressed in what only vaguely resembles Astra Militarum uniform. Homespun clothes is overlaid with wooden plates mimicking Imperial flak. These clothes are adorned with numerous trophies, pelts, bones, bark, and remnants of giant plants. The savages flaunt their scars and stumps, yet many are fitted with primitive prosthetics. From time to time, someone in the group bares their teeth like a beast, while others nervously grip their weapons. Colonel Butowski, permission to report. The 3rd Supply Platoon deployed on mission had found survivors from a down-flying machine. The leader of the group has identified him as Rogue Trader von Valencius. Wait silently for them to continue. Ooh. Colonel Butowski scowls at you. His bright green eyes are bloodshot, and the low growl escapes through his teeth. I am Colonel Istrig Butowski, 32nd Merov Penal Regiment. I welcome you to the cage, heir of Seberian. The woman standing beside him bows, her single eye fixed on you. Her voice rings out, piercing the heavy buzz of the crowd. Have you come to renew our oath, your lordship? Captain Quartermaster Donarski. Butowski snaps his head towards her, and for a moment you imagine you hear the gnashing of fangs, as if a wild beast disciplines a member of its pack. The woman snaps to attention and salutes. Take a closer look at the crowd. You notice some among the guardsmen cringing in pain, as if from a headache or twitching. These people look deranged, ready to snap into violence or dance in delirious joy at any moment. Their colors smeared, ruined, as if someone has defiled a painting, dragging a brush dipped in crimson brown across the still wet canvas. Actually, I come here following the trail of my ancestor, Seberian. Down below, beneath the outpost, lies his tomb. We don't go there. We don't want to disturb the memory of your ancestor. Sorry, I should do his voice like this. If you desire to visit the Rogue Trader, you are more than welcome. But the drover has entrenched itself right beside it, which means going there is certain death. It is unbearable to see these soldiers afflicted by one of the most foul and contagious diseases imaginable. Fear! Do not catch it yourself, Percival. Something is wrong here. Your people, are they sick, Colonel? No, not sick. Not really. We're hanging in there. We can't be broken. It's the Dova, your lordship. Its cries, inaudible, but it's like a weight pressing down on your mind. It causes pain, nightmares, and drives you mad. Anger, fear, anything is possible. If you give in, you lose control of yourself. Not long ago, one of us snapped a knife to recruit just because he dropped his rations. What oaths do you mean? The 32nd Murov Penal Regiment was requisitioned centuries ago by Rogue Trader Seberian von Valencius during an expedition to GH 89717, which is now called Sarkov. The Lord Captain was lost in the roots. His retinue brought the final order aboard the ship and did not return. We have waited ever since. We've waited for you, your lordship. The first call up. Our predecessor swore an oath of loyalty to your ancestor, heir of Seberian. We intend to fulfill it one way or another. Sweet, we got a legion. What is this final order? Hold the line into the arrival of the dynastic fleet. As you can see, we succeeded. Something brought down my shuttle. Some sort of huge... That was the drover. The vile thing is the whole cage under siege. Where did this drover come from? What does it look like? A vicious, colossal monster. It stretches its tendrils everywhere, trying to devour us. It's been this way for as long as I can remember. Whoops, I just realized I forgot to open something. Oh boy, can I even... remember what it is called? No. You know what? I'll just use my phone. I just realized I forgot to open up my little chat tracker, so I'll just use my phone. Whoop. Nope. There we go.
We are simple people. We did not know how to survive an encounter with the Drover, not to understand where it came from.
Your regiment served with Seberian. Tell me, what kind of man was he? The greatest.
We served your hallowed ancestor several centuries ago, Lord Eyre. We honor him for his deeds, but no one living knows him in person.
I need to return to my flagship. Do you have a Vox station?
Handbook says Vox stations, as you call them, are the regimental communication. My grandfather said he saw the casing of the last one on this world, but we swallowed it long ago. So we have no Vox station here.
My personal comm bead isn't working either. Normally the flagship can reach me, but now there's some kind of interference. Our elders told us back when we still had communications, the channels would go dead whenever drovers were near. What was it they said? It puts machine spirits to sleep. That's it! So that means our goal is right under the nose of this drover, and while it's alive, I'll be stuck here with no communication.
Quite right, Heir of Seberian. Quite right.
Fine, I'll put an end to this creature. That would be a deed worthy of the true heir of Seberian von Valancius. Did you all hear that? Von Valancius is with us now! He will slay the drover, endure the trial match with the colony, colonel, and accept our oath. The final order shall be fulfilled just as promised. Fine, whatever you... no. What is this trial match? Regiment tradition, your lordship. To take command, one must best the existing commander in combat. And that man is... Isdrig. Very well. Let's make this quick.
Take the lift down. They'll put you right outside the thorny bastard's lair. If you want to throw your life away for nothing, I won't stop you. You can leave now, but if you have enough humility to take advice from a local, I'll be waiting for you at my quarters.
Welcome to Zarkov. Welcome to the cage. Please, your lordship, I would ask for a private audience.
Welcoming ceremony is over. Regiment dismissed!
Oh, we leveled up! Oh boy! Oh man, this is the biggin. We are exemplars now. Means there is a metric ton of good stuff we can get. Oh man. Eager for battle. And... oh. Um... Combat insight. Because my perception definitely goes over 100. So I'm going to have +3 action points for that level. We'll see if I'll be able to use it all. It doesn't really matter if not, because I bounty hunter. But still. Cassia. Probably the same for her. Eager for battle is super potent on her. And then, when the offers uses ability on an ally that ally gains. Yeah! Yep, definitely gonna have a bonus of 10. Your gun is, of course, the hardest to do. Holy moly, I believe there's an incontrovertible fact. um. Uh, hmm. Fascinating. Ooh. An incontrovertible fact. Um. If an extra turn given by the character's abilities or talents grants MP, the target gets +4. If AP, the target. Yes. Just yes. And then here we want some. Yes. Personal oversight. We are becoming the best versions we can be. Press well. Hmm. Martyrdom. Like, there's so much good stuff. I am invincible. um. Shot through is actually kind of interesting. I think I'll just eager for battle again. But there's definitely a fun world. I think I'm kind of worried to do that right now because, I'm actively harming myself whenever I shoot now. But I have enough. You're gone. Him is definitely an eager for battle to get those buffs up. And then crowd kill, right? He doesn't really area attack though. Let's go Psalm of Heroes. Stacking up more and more psi rating. Especially right now since he doesn't have his word. For whatever reason. probably say I think Eager for Battle is just too good, especially since most combats don't even last that long. And then Bracken Ruin. Yeah. Mm, um. Oh, I guess this is the only way for me to go. These crude dwellings resemble the shanties on the lower decks of a ship. A makeshift workbench designed for both handcraft subarans and carpentry. Is this something you want to do, Your Lordship? I'd like to know more about Drover. The Drover is an ancient creature. Maybe there's more than one. Every once in a while the damn thing comes out and starts shrieking, making us deranged. Who knows why it does it, but what we do know is that it's slowly driving everyone mad. Some people panic, some people get angry. It's different for everyone. Junawaski is ear protection, but they're the only pair, so they're no salvation. Enjoy making things, yes, Your Lordship. Carve things for myself and for the fellows. Sometimes I take commissions. Toys for the volunteers, medals for awards, pieces to put gun stocks. Sometimes I help with prosthetics, but I also do it for the pleasure of things. Carve a smile upon his face, Master Craftsman. Let the children know that a soldier must be stern towards his enemies, yet merciful towards those he protects, just as you are towards these little ones. I must take my leave.
I always keep my options open.
It is good to see you, Your Lordship. By your leave, I would like to discuss the regiment's oaths with you. As I approached the cap, I heard a song. You mean the hymn of the lost, Lord Captain? By it we live, and by it we die. If you want to learn anything about it, just ask. I know it by heart. What's the tomb it refers to deep within the roots? Zeno's ruins. We do not venture there as a rule. It is a cursed place, a place of death. There's a whole list of names within it. Thus we honor our heroes. We each call up the song grows line by line, name by name. It began with Sergeant Zarkov, the first commander to rise from the ranks of the common penal conscripts. We named this world in his honor. The greatest honor it is to be entrusted in the lines of the hymn of death. Interesting, my thanks. I see that prosthetics are favored amongst you. Correct, Your Lordship. They are. In remembrance of the Von Valencius gifts, Seberian Von Valencius used prosthetics to make the entire regiment stronger. When he died and we were trapped on Zarkov, it was only because of the augments and prosthetics that our ancestors were able to survive. Without the maintenance of the esteemed Adeptus Mechanicus, our augments fell into disrepair, but we have learned, and now we do what we can to replace what was lost. What do you know about the regiment's homeworld? Mirov is a world that has nothing but metal and throgs of people. Every one of them lives, serves, and dies in the name of the God Emperor. Our stories say brother generals have turned their back on his light. And now they do... Whoop! Oh, come on. This is... Unless Seberian saved us from a terrible... Oh, here, I can scroll up. Brother generals have turned their back on his light, and now they do whatever they please to regiments like ours. I think some of those stories are exaggerated to strike fear into new recruits. If we can serve the God Emperor among the stars, why concern ourselves with some brother generals? And then I asked, what is the connection between your regiment and my dynasty? Your illustrious ancestor Seberian von Valencia saved us from the terrible fate of obscurity and took the first call up into his own service. He gave us good uniforms and weapons, and then there were von Valencia's gifts. Stories passed from our ancestors tell of how the rogue trader removed these gifts from his own body and offered them to soldiers who had proven themselves better than all the rest. These boons made them even stronger. What did he remove? Augments. In a song it is said your ancestor possessed so many gifts that he could share them with others. What can you tell me about Zarkov? That'll be all. Janur told me that you possess some sort of defense against the Dorver's cries. Yes, your lordship. Sound dampening ear mufflers. The handbook says they're designed for Vox operators, but we found different use for them. They help us against the drover's cry, though they don't work well for long. They only delay the effects. Sometimes you put them on the more restless folks to ease their suffering. The simplicity of design borders upon the primitive, yet the device fulfills its intended function. I register a degree of interest in the material responsible for sound intuition. Analysis indicates a local organic compound of vegetable origin. A more exhaustive study is recommended prior to the device's application. How do these even work? I wouldn't know, your lordship. And why should I? The handbook dictates that we put our complete trust and deepest reverence in our gear and armaments. These earmuffs are from the times of the first collar. We sheathed them with fabric and covered them with a protective sleeve to preserve them better. We clearly have need of this item in confrontation with the drover. Of course, your lordship. Okay. I found a shuttle in one of the neighboring rows. Continue to record a message from the regiment. God Emperor, after so many centuries, Reuben Krustkvat, 32nd Regiment's greatest hero, whom we remember as the departed, he boarded a shuttle the first call-up had discovered and went to the stars to plead for help. He knew he would die out there. Let me see if I understand this correctly. One segment of this planet's populace exhibits all the hallmarks of heresy and defiance, while the other is busy canonizing any souls that cross the path. Saint's blood, this report is going to be problematic. What is it you wish to discuss surrounding the oaths? Our oaths of loyalty, your lordship. When you return victorious from the Dorover's lair, Izdrig is going to challenge you. I wanted to warn you, Colonel Petrovsky will fight bitterly, and you should prepare well. I once saw him drench himself in promethium and set himself on fire before fighting 3 of the Dover's shoots unarmed. He is a fearsome enemy. Why would he want to fight me? You said yourself that everything has already been decided. And why do we praise the God Emperor even when all seems lost? Why do we struggle to survive even when we should perish? Because we have no choice but to fight against the inevitable. Izdrig will battle for the regiment, even against the Emperor's angels. As the handbook states, the only thing a guardsman should fear is the failure to do their duty. And how do you suggest I prepare myself? Walk around the cage, listen to the people, work to understand us, and you'll know what to do in the trial match. I have faith in you, your lordship. May you fare well, Captain, by the God Emperor, your lordship. Will is, of course, the most delightful of... your gun will, of course, equip these. For now.
Let us not dawdle.
Kirjan Nuka. Makeshift hospitals, a hive of activity. Here and there, the wounded moan through gritted teeth. A man wearing the Kirjan's armband and a lieutenant insignia stands at one bed, examining a patient. While a young assistant with the rank of sergeant rushes about. There's nothing we can do here. Sorry, Chavaka, but your chances are slim. Chavaka taught half the regiment how to shoot. He's got God Emperor's given talent as an instructor. Sergeant, this is a part of our duty. We make a fertile attempt to save one doomed man. We will lose him and a dozen other soldiers we could have helped. Toughen up. Luke, I understand. Atonement for the one. Go and save some of the others. I'll just manage on my own. I don't want to be a burden. What happened? Drill Sergeant Onzej Shugar Jovaka was struck by one of the drover's maces. We sutured the wounds from the spikes, but he seems to have internal injuries. Given more time, we may find a way to help him. This servant of the God Emperor fought with valor and utter devotion. Do not prolong his suffering. He has earned the Emperor's mercy and loyalty. Allow me. The patient's condition is critical and stable with a pronounced tendency towards deterioration. Lethal outcome in 1 hour and 23 minutes unless emergency wound is performed. Capabilities should provide adequate to undertake the procedure without delay, improving the patient's condition to a moderate state. Eogun, I order you save this man. Absent the requisite instance, a full restoration of the patient is beyond my current capabilities. However, I can unequivocally perform this operation better than any of these lay people. I will do what I can, Lord Trader, initiating the application of sacred medical. Thank you. Thank you, Chokva. He's like a father, a lot of us, we owe him, and you. My gran would tell us stories about the first call-up. It's believed that your ancestors used to say that even the doomed are worth saving, for the debt of gratitude leads to great deeds. It's not our way to waste our efforts on a lost cause, but now, thank you once again. The regiment will not forget what you have done.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Got your atonement, folks. These feel the constant talk of atonement and whatever feels very Kriegsman to me. But that's because the Krieg are constantly looking for atonement. Let's see, what is here?
Keep your wits about you.
Open the genetic lock. Truly, the God Emperor has revealed a miracle to me. There, Seberian has opened up the container. Ooh! Weapon optimizer. The user's attacks gain bonus based on the type of weapon. By the Melta and the Plasma. By the Bolter. Bolter and solid projectiles get a 40%. Okay. Attacks with force and power weapons gain a bunch of deflection and negation. Attacks with exotic weapons gain 40% chance to inflict a random combative negative effect. This is cool. This is a cool one. I like it. And then this is cool.
Rise to the top or
Or
get
get
left in the dust.
Is that how we go down? Those standing before you look utterly spent. Dark circles ring their eyes, and their movements are jittery and frantic. Every sign speaks of these people pushed to the very brink. What is there to celebrate? Petrosky speaks the truth. They'll take us all and toss us into the grinder as cannon fodder. And what is there for us here to chew on vine leaves and shake with fear? I'd rather die for the glory of the God Emperor among the stars. A soundless shriek. These were unaffected. Through everything around you, settling your very eyes vibrating within their stalks. Fury, terror, and revulsion surge upward in a boiling tide. But the feeling breaks against the unyielding rocks of your will. A woman with a bone plate over one eye draws a knife and moves to plunge it into the man opposite her. Cease this madness at once. We cannot afford such a waste of a life. Your words strike like a slap. The woman stares in her hands in horror, then casts the knife aside. Forgive me, your lordship, the drove of that vile creature. Thank you for bringing me to my senses. Have to forgive our people. Simply afraid. Listen, when you fight the colonel, try to strike him under the left rib. A local beast got hold of him once, tore a rib clean out. He took that rib back and used it to stab the beast dead. Now he has a weak spot there. Thought it might help. Alright, left rib. What is the names? A crude copy of the handbook. I knew that that's what they were referring to. Bast Militarum Handbook. Let us see, what is up here?
I always
That's
have
to
a
the
backup
lair, to the beast's lair. Drover's growth recedes. The
Wisdom is a catalyst for knowledge.
Judging by the
I
drover's
possess
shoots,
both.
this creature cannot have formed spontaneously. Thousands of years ago, someone must have interfered in its development, guiding it in the right direction.
I guide humanity between the stars.
Alright, Isdrig. Let me speak with you. Petrovsky watches you like a predator on the hunt. With a heavy sigh, he pulls himself together and crosses his powerful arms across his chest.
Let's get one thing straight, Lord Air. You're here to subvert our ways, take us to the stars that's been foretold. That doesn't mean I have to like it. I heard you saved Drill Sergeant Chupada's life. Thank you. Now then, was there something you want to discuss?
I opened Seberian's stasis container. His logs were inside, and with them the orders for your regiment.
With all due respect to your holy ancestor, his orders are of little use to us. Keep them. After all, it's your legacy.
We found a shuttle in the system. It contained records of a distress signal that came from the regiment.
In the first column's second decade, our ancestor found a flying machine somewhere. They decided they needed to make their presence known, so one soldier got in. His name was Ruben Kwaskrovich. It's written on the memorial wall.
If you dislike me so much, why bother helping me?
Because you're going to go out there and kill the drover. If you pull it off, its death will be a gift to the entire regiment. If you die, but my advice helps, you wound it first, then at least we'll have a chance to finish it off later.
I wish to know more about the drover.
The thing is ancient and huge. My great-grandfather saw its roots way back. We've known about it for ages, but it's the first time it got this close.
The humming noise, the pain that comes, so that the result of its cry. What should we expect from it?
It keeps its weak spots out of sight amongst the roots, and it's almost impossible to get there unless you make it angry enough that it comes out. So first you have to deal with its armored shoots. They're different kinds of them. We've given them different names based on how they act. Barricades, maces, growths, and flowers.
Tell me about these maces. I'm gonna just start talking normally. His voice is hard on me. Janur tells me you've seen them already. You'll recognize it as long as at once. It's a long vine with thorns at the end. It carves you up deep. You'll bleed to death before you can blink. The creature can also spit its sucker at you. One slip up in your shriveled husk. If you manage to hack it up good, it'll try to dive back into the roots to regrow elsewhere, but there's a trick to it. Catch it with a burst of fire, and the mace loses its nerve and stays put. Flowers. Deceptively slow, I assume. It spits globs of caustic sap. Anything they hit gets sizzled. It also sprays pollen for some reason. It seems harmless though, but if you see a flower dissolve into a puddle of acid, don't think it's safe for a second. It's just another trick. Wait a little while and that flower will be back up again. What are the growths? Like a bunch of abscesses they are. They ripen right on the roots. Then a swarm of carnivorous midges bursts out. Smash the growths early, otherwise more bastards will hatch. Bear kites. They're not dangerous in themselves, but Drover uses them to block paths. They're thick and dense. Watch yourself, and you're smashing them. They're bristled with thorns. Strike it the wrong way, and you're sure to get skewered. And you have to hurry. Any cuts, it heals quickly. You said that the shoots are armored. Drover inserts his growths and maces into old bones and wears them like clothes and armor. There's a trick to it. Fire makes the drover tremble, and that makes the growths either break their armor or shake it off. And no, I didn't get any scars from that armor. So fierce. How do I kill it? Said the drover itself hides from tangled roots. It'll only come up if you chop off a whole bunch of shoots, but here's the thing, no one's ever been able to kill it. Usually it just runs away, but we don't have weapons like yours. So fierce fire, do you have any incendiary? Fire weapons, rare and precious. Thank you for the advice. You fought it then, a long time ago. I'd just become a colonel. Out it came, not very close, but still close enough to be a problem.
It almost gobbled up one of the outposts. My father and I took a squad and went to attack it. They all perished, and my father took out the remaining grenades and leapt into the drover's maw. The beast ate its fill and slunk away.
Okay. We prepare while we're still recruits.
But you can try the rot extract. But it'll be really foul. Even if you don't give your soul to the god emperor, your body still might not adapt.
Very well, it's worth the risk. The sergeant's Q-Jan, after waiting the heavy door. Well, you're sure not having any second thoughts, are you? Almost instantly, liquid flames spread through your body, pain pierces every nerve, and begins to slowly recede as your body adapts. A large tremor hits you, and sweat instantly soaks through your clothes.
You're not dead, at least, my lord heir. That's a start. To give you credit for courage. And that's not some commissar claptrap.
What is it, anyway? Where did it come from?
Who knows? It's not really a beast, more of a weed. Though it shows more wit than your average recruit.
Alright, thank you. That'll be all, Colonel.
Rush not Donal.
This bitter ooze. Okay. I'm resistant to poison. Let's speak with the cook. We cannot. In that case, I think we're done here.
I always keep my options open.
Actually, let's speak with her. Cannot imagine how important the drill sergeant is, thank you. But I shouldn't bore you. I opened the status, his logs are there, within them orders for your regiment. As the God Emperor is my witness, I very much have to read these. But let us leave them with you until the oath-taking. I suspect they will serve you well during swearing the oaths. Alright. Alright, that was what I needed to know. I'm going to actually read this one. Nope. Nope. Date. Oh, it's here. I, Seberian von Valentius, the God Emperor's anointed, his instrument in the Cronus expansive chamber of all things Zenus, commit these words to Colonel blah blah blah, commander of the 32nd. I order the Penal Regiment to decamp and proceed to Dargonus, to surrender to the authority of the next scion of the dynasty. Together with my heir, they shall venture to the stars. My retinue is to assist the colonel and expend every conceivable effort in the search of my heir. Further instructions shall be left. Okay. Alright, I think it's time.
Is there money to be made?
I don't see anything else. So and the priests, okay. The drover's growth with seed. Alright, to its lair. And who knows, maybe this reloading will give Heinrich his bird back. I don't know. I'm super excited. I already love this. This is very different looking planet. So Argenta eliminated from my path. Yeah, that thing's gross. A bunch of incendiary grenades.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
So I either go down here and fight a bunch of those, or I go down here and fight this way.
I will wipe your disgusting presence out of existence.
Alright. I don't think I can. I'm bugged. I cannot play the game. Let's try this again. I just literally couldn't play the game. Like, I couldn't move, I couldn't do any actions, I just couldn't play the game. Alright, let's try this again. Take 2 electric boogaloo. Alright. And then we blow the back. And then we... And then I want to go here. And please work this time, game, please. I don't want to be stuck.
Your kind has no right to exist.
There we go. Awesome. And hey, you know what I see? Upward! Alright, let's start. It does its oppressive scream. Whenever this ability is used, the whole party suffers minus 100 momentum. All enemies of the creature have their resolve reduced by 1 and cannot use officer abilities. Well, that's okay.
If I may. Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Let's move over hither.
Me.
And we're gonna go wham!
Captain. I am a navigator.
And kablamo!
Servitor.
And then we're gonna do that. And Mended Reality does more than just reduce, right? Yeah, all allies gain plus 10 deflection against all warp damage. Yeah.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Oh, it's already. I've already heard it. Oof. Wow. It's getting a lot of action.
Doubt is for the weak. Guided by faith.
Guided by faith.
I'll do it. Faith without
Alright,
deed.
and unload!
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. I'll do it.
Yeah, I definitely needed those 2 extra.
As the Emperor commands.
So we run over hither. There we go. Alright, and then we're gonna
Faith without
bam
deeds is worthless.
wildfire, and we are going to
As the
wildfire
Emperor
them.
commands. Escape the Emperor's judgment. I'll do it.
Bam!
Power resides in the will of the righteous.
And then we're gonna run her over here.
As the Emperor commands.
Nope. Nope. When is Eogun going? Like never? Okay. I'm gonna load everyone up over here. What? You missed? That's not even possible. Well, he's getting hit no matter what. If I do a reload, can I get another attack? Nope. Okay.
Request denied.
Let's see, can I get a kill? No.
Your life
Shush.
Running binary override.
Holy moly, man. Oh. Ow. What is this? It's like the 6th act. Perfect. Alright, you're gone.
The
Little
motive force
pause.
shields me.
Move forward, and we'll move his most esteemed colleague. Okay, whatever. One, two,
The machine's spirit's approval.
3,
A valid argument.
4,
Astute
5.
observation. Executing command.
Give Pascal the floor. And look at that mace. I don't want it anymore. Pew-pew-pew. Nice one.
Request approved.
Pew-pew-pew-pew.
My competencies are not that universal.
Ka-plowy.
Analysis.
We've already almost won.
I am the conduit of the machine god's will.
Crucible. Is gonna run up. And not enough range.
I'll see to it.
Hold the
personally.
bold.
I'll make it happen.
Ka-plowy.
Enemy down.
Somehow I can't target the giant creature that's there. It's okay, I'll just kill the Dover.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
That was very fun. I liked it because it was a little different, you know? Oh. You know what? I didn't notice that. Oh, interesting. We climb down.
There.
Chain of crystals. Grants plus 10 whenever the wearer hits a demon or a psyker for the first time in combat. Interesting. That reminds me, Eargun will of course no longer be using his earmuffs type. And it's right here. The commander's monocle.
I always have a backup plan.
Alright.
What's a peculiar thing?
Tad Eternal, Vedka says I'm a psycho, Karst one, but Vedka said that the God Emperor is different designed for me. The handbook says the psychos can reach out to other worlds. I must try atonement for the one. I'm trying. Where's my witness? It's been considerably disfigured, but you can still make out the signs of mutation on the rotting face. Yeah, we finished that fight very fast. I'm gonna save scum this one, because I'm curious.
Success is the only outcome I
The symbols on the
accept.
ground hold no source of power. The creators attempt to invoke both the God Emperor and the host thereof, but was ignorant of how to do either. Treasure!
Keep your wits about you.
And Thicket Slayer. And I think... That is all. There is suffocatingly thick with the spicy scent of spores. A modest-looking sarcophagus stands before you. At its base rests a desecrated corpse clad in robes bearing an insignia. Inspect the sarcophagus. Your ancestors' final resting place is so simple it'd be an affront to the taste of any rogue trader. A cluster of golden flowers has bloomed across the remains of the unfortunate agent of the Golden Throne. Having literally drained out the last of his life fluids, miraculously unscathed, the Vox scribe rests within his inner pocket. Acolyte Watcher Temple Cell, attention from the locals has been avoided. We lost Acolyte's keeper, Oculus, and Dusk. Bastion Cell has ceased all contact. Void Cell is gone in search of Bastion. A search of the a suspected burial site yielded no results. No body was found. It appears it was never buried. No trace of heresy requiring cleansing. We continue to search for traces of Seberian Vovalesius and to purge possible new traces of his heresies. The next marker is the Xeno ruins at the coordinates recorded in the Vox scribe's memories. Seberian reportedly surveyed them shortly before his death. Ophan, there's nothing. Leave the fake tomb.
Is there money to be made?
That was fun. That was a fun fight. I'd do that again. Alright, I'm just double checking. I looted up here. Yeah. And Echo came back, man. I'm so happy Echo came back. Da da. Alright, we came back up. Movians around you seem tense, although you no longer feel any pressure in your head. They seem to still be suffering from lingering effects of the drover's screech. Esdrig Bortovsky fixes you with an expecting look. The drover is dead.
we know, heir of Seberian. As soon as it died, we could all breathe a little easier.
As it turns out, the Inquisition was on Zarkov. I discovered their bodies.
What new blight is this? Wait, that word sounds familiar.
We have songs about the God Emperor's secret servants, but would have never been able to recognize them. But why?
They're dead. What is dead no longer is a threat and can wait. We have much more pressing matters.
There in the depths, I discovered a corpse. Seriously, like a beast coiled, but the captain's quartermaster's eyes wide in tears, their lips silently mouthing, "Don't." Merely informing you. You might wish to collect it.
Captain Quartermaster, tell the funeral detachment to inspect the drove's lair.
Presume this isn't ceremonial.
The time has come to renew our oath. We are going to the square now, and in the presence of the fallen all my people, we shall face each other in the trial match.
Percival von Valancius, heir of Seberian, and our rightful ruler, has proven himself by slaying the Drova. If a seed of doubt still lingers in your hearts, it is time to tear it out by the roots. Watch. Let us face this cleanly, shall we, Bortowski? A dense ring of people surrounding a platform suspended on chains. No one sounds any encouragement to you or the colonel. In the grim, solemn silence, the Merosians keep their eyes on you and Bortowski, armed with traditional knives. For centuries we have awaited this moment, hoping to witness it, and now here we are. We have survived from the first call up onto our own. Then tell us, your lordship, do you revoke the final order of your most holy ancestor? It is not I, but Seberian himself who revokes it. Hear me, guardsmen! Written by the hand of Seberian von Valancius himself, together with my heir, they shall venture to the stars, serving as a blade and shield to my successor!
Atonement for the one Lord Heir. Be it for you, or for me.
Why do you fight? I pose no threat to you.
Because we must fight.
Go for the attack! You strike, he flexes, do not fail him. Steel clashes several, pays no heed. Circles you, looking for a weakness in your defenses before striking. Remains utterly indifferent from the blood from his wound. Percival von Valancius, who descended from the stars, stands before you. Fighting for the right to command the 30. Tell us, your lordship, what use have you for us? You belong to the dynasty, and the dynasty never abandons its own. Hear me! We are part of the von Valancius dynasty. No longer are we nameless guardsmen. We are the shield of the rogue trader now. Your eyes catch the glint of the knife coated in something greenish. The colonel has used this moment you spent answering to coat his knife in poison. Take the colonel's sweeping nick, relying on the immunity granted by the rot extract. This attack meant only to deliver the poison under your skin, nicks your shoulder, leaving the stinging itch. You feel a surge of nausea and a salty tongue in your mouth, yet no further symptoms follow. You counterattack hits Batstug's square in the chest. Any other man would have howled in pain, but the old soldier only lets out a raspy snarl, ignoring the bloody froth on his lips. We will go to the stars, but what will you give us there beyond this world, Percival von Valancius? I shall give you a chance to be a part of humanity rather than its enemy. To become part of a greater cause, not as despised penal outcasts, but as those who have found atonement, those who survived, those who prevailed. The crowd nods in agreement with Dunowisk, Duno Whiskey, their eyes fixed on you with open admiration. Isdrik spits blood and snarls. Now you understand why he resists the drover's screams with such ease. The howl of the beast in his mind is far louder. With a roar, he lunges at you, locking you into a crushing embrace. The knife slips from your hand, clattering across the floor. Find the pressure point under the colonel's left ribcage and press down hard. Pain rocks Brodowski's body, and for the first time he screams wildly, furiously, frantically. His grip loosens and blood gushes from his wounds. The colonel's strength fails him, and he drops heavily to his knee. Whatever force drives him, it still keeps the old beast from falling, but he has no strength left to continue the fight. Yet he rises, he draws himself up to his full height, standing rigidly to attention, blood streaked and broken. He salutes you.
The trial match is over. I, Isdrig Batchisic, step down as command of the 32nd Merov Penal Regiment. It's up to you now, Lord Captain.
The colonel's body slumps to the floor. Silence falls over the platform. The trial match is over. It is time for the oath. Your orders, Commander. Captain Quartermaster, call for formation. 32nd Merov Regiment, to renew your oaths to the Von Valencius dynasty. Fall in! I am a warrior of the defense of his dominion. I am the sword, shield, and hammer of the Imperium. My transgressions shall be atoned for in his service. For in his service, before his gaze, I swear to be true to my oath and vow, to hold fast to my courage in the face of all enemies of humanity, and to unflinchingly meet my death. And until Holy Terra calls me home, Percival von Valencius shall be his voice, until the God Emperor speaks otherwise through the mouth of the Adeptus Ministorum. So many call-ups later, and here it is, the oath as written in the handbook. Our regiment has found its purpose and returned to duty. All that remains is for you to decide, your lordship, what to do with Zarkov and our regiment. From now on, Zarkov is a colony of the Von Valencius Protectorate. It's time to appoint a governor. Who's someone who did not wish to leave Zarkov? Such a person would take care of their home better than anyone else, I'm sure. It'll be done. I shall need a commander for the Zarkovian troops, and the position of Archer Milton also happens to be open. Well then, Junoski, are you ready to go to the stars? I've been preparing for this my whole life, Lord Captain. All matters have been settled, then this audience is over. Vigis, send a shuttle.
Well, Captain, you're alive! An extraction team is already on its way to search for you, transmitting your coordinates to the shuttle.
we now have a world. We now have a death world in our protectorate. Giving us troops. So I think I made all the right choices, right? Yeah, we essentially just have a death world blatantly, right? In our protectorate. Training up badass soldiers.
I always keep my options open.
So I think me saving that individual led to... and then the Lord Captain. Cut the crap, there's no way he could have done that. Are you out of your mind? You dared out the air of Seberian. I think I've collected everything. I hope I did anyway. Let us head back to the bridge. That was a fun fight, and that was kind of a cool cinematic moment, even though I'm not built for any of that type of combat. I at least had my coercion and whatever. Alrighty. What is that? Bones not clean. Yeah, I know that one. Locate the lost ruins from Zarkov's orbits. Find traces of the Gene Stealer cult. The cult? Dead man's chest. Okay. That was great. I really actually enjoyed that. Okay, new project. I don't need any of that. Lord Captain gains the multi-composite alloys feature. The plating on the void ship's starboard and port increases by +2. Okay, that's a nice one. Or I gain survival of the fittest. I want the planetary sutures. Oculus Station. That's easy enough to increase. Awesome. Ooh, universal compliancy. Oil grenade. Skinnered, whenever a creature enters the area inside it, it appears. It gets +12 stacks of covered in oil. If a creature in the area disappears, it suffers 7. Each stack increases all fire damage by +1. Ooh, that could be nasty. I'll be able to do it. The 3. And then one of these 2. Lord Captain's retinue gains extra wounds. Or we gain some heavy armor, Whereas immune to toxin cannot fall prone and pushed away or staggered. Additionally, dodge penalties reduced. Oh yeah, like it's medium. However, the material this armor is made is extremely. Yeah, no, I want this one. 1,000,000%. And then when the users hit the first time in a round, they gain temporary wounds. This effect triggers even if the attack was blocked. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Alright, I think I've got everything I'm gonna want. Look how secure my place already is. Command a search for the Zen ruins located at the coordinates. If the coordinates are indeed correct, it can only be confirmed by sending scouts. The scouts report a lengthy search for a safe passage. The predatory xenoflora greets these uninvited guests with poison and thorns. The Vox scribe spoke true. Deep beneath the nestle, at the base of the roots, lie bizarre xenostructures. Alas, gaining entry is proven impossible. The entrance to the Xeno ruins is entangled in roots dense that even the melted charge has failed to reach them. You command the governor of Zarkov to clear the thickets. All you can do now is wait. Alright. Go team! We did great. Alright, back we go. Warp travel. And then down to here? No. Down to here. Then... what? Then up to here, maybe? This is reported a disturbance in the Sector Bionica. The rabble from the lower decks have blocked the exits, demanding that you appear before them. The enforcers await your orders. Give the order and all these troublemakers will be subdued. What do they want?
According to the reports received, the work of the Medicae officers in the Sector Bionica has caused a commotion among the workers. It appears the rebel is seeking access to sacred augmentation.
The rabble have forgotten their Lord Captain's vestige. I shall refresh their memory.
As you will, Lord Captain.
Let us... It's been a while since I've gone to the Sector Bionica, and I've got some new augments. The noisy processions smelling of sacred unguents and sweat fall silent as soon as you appear. Those at the head of the crowd step forward, one of them waving the wrapped stump of his right arm, while another gawps at you with his one eye. The Medicae officer, shielded by a line of enforcers, also stare in your direction. Lord Captain, you came! We have a request, a petition, to authorize the augmentation of workers below the rank of junior officer in the Sector Bionica due to the need to increase the efficiency of the workforce. The vermin don't want to give us iron arms and legs, but we just want to work for the good of you and the God Emperor. To beg for respite from the fate chosen for them since birth? Perhaps we should hold up the Sisters of the Order of the Valorous Heart as an example. They do not even permit the dulling of pain during treatment of their wounds, no matter how grievous. But that comparison is unfair to common laborers. Perhaps they truly would benefit from some aid. What do the experts of the Sector Bionica think? Of course, such privileges for the lower decks are unprecedented, yet these people are the lifeblood of the ship, Lord Captain. However low their standing in the social hierarchy, allowing augmentation in the lower docks will enable workers to toil longer, and will help older crew members remain of sound mind and pass on their experience to the younger generations. I advise you to grant the request. It will only strengthen your crew.
I insist upon rejection of the request.
Oh boy.
Augmentation is a sacred gift of the Omnissiah that requires careful monitoring and maintenance. The sector biologica's resources are finite, and as such, our focus must be on servicing the key life forms among the group. Violating the established directory of the resource distribution of the gift of augmentation among the unworthy would be an outrage to the Omnissiah and barely tolerated by the tech priests aboard this vessel.
I want to hear your arguments. Why ought the workers be granted the sacred implements? One of the lads, a Voidsman soldier who got his skull crushed, came back to the lower decks after treatment not long ago. With his new metal head, he's working harder than ever. If they'd let us poor sods put some hardware in, we'd work even better than the healthy ones. We toil day and night for the good of the dynasty. The officers say it's not allowed, but you could do anything, even lift this band. Be merciful, Lord Captain.
The request. The request is unacceptable. I predicted that augmenting the Voidsman soldier's life form above the established baseline would cause the utility of life forms to develop a distorted perception of their individual value that is irrationally inflated.
I've come to a decision. The workers. Thing is, it is a resource thing.
Maybe on the side bless the road trader's sound judgment.
I think that's the right call, even though it might bite me in the butt later. Oh boy. Alright, let's see. Do I have any new arms? I got this one. I mean, I can sorta use it. This is the coolest one, though. Oh, it's all based off of intelligence, I'm guessing? Oh, with stacks! So this would give her how many stacks? 5 times. So right now it's 5 times 1, but it adds 3, so it'd be 5 times 4, so 20. So 20 more over penetration and dodge reduction. No, that one's too good on him. Even though this is a big old boost. But it would just give him... It would just give him, what, more armor pen? Well... A lot more armor pen. Armor just wouldn't exist. No, the other one makes more sense still. And then hers makes sense to have. She can't even equip it, so I think it's either Argenta or myself, and I like mine and that I have. So I'll do Argenta. Install. And oh, that puts her up to 5. Okay. Yeah, in that case, definitely useful for her, because that's an extra 25 and 25. And I could technically give her some more. What's a normal arm do? Okay, yeah. Actually, nope. Gave her 30%.
Keep your wits about you.
Very nice, very nice. To the bridge. Um, okay, eager for battle is just way too good. And easy targets. Adira is another eager for battle. Ooh. Hmm. Um. Hmm. Uh. I mean, I can see Tide of Excellence being really good. And next is Kibbles. Kibbles is one that I might. Yeah, I think Eager for Battle's still better. Yeah, sweeping motions also works. Look at all those wounds. Kibbles is the strongest. Yeah. Eager for battle. And sure. Yerlet. Eager for battle. And Tide of Excellence. I mean, flat boosts are just the best, right? um, you know what? I'm gonna try to change it up at least for him. Swift Slaughter. Alright. Levels have been upped. I'd like to order no, select tradable, and then we don't want to trade any of the fuel. Wha-bam! We are very liked. 98% hit chance. Damn. Allows Wrathfang consists of 4 attacks, each of them equipped with a heavy laser rifle. Yeah, let's just get it all and then figure out from there. Caspelica mission. Let's see if I could get them up to 15. Definitely not. The Bane of Shadow of Sorrow. And then the Explorators. Wait, oh, I did get the... I forgot that I got the... He must already be equipped with it. He is. His new spine, his new arm. All he needs is new legs. Alright, Void Ship. Date. So, Wrath Starfighters versus Fury Interceptors. 4 Turcraft, each of them equipped with a heavy laser turret. Sure, just so it's yellow. 12 points of damage on the port and starboard, 5 on the fore and aft. No. No, I don't think so. That one's worth it, I think. Alright, and then 105. Uh-huh. 8 shots doing 10 damage versus 3 shots dealing 14, but chance for fires. 5 Meltas. Doing more damage. Yeah, this is the only big choice. Right? Either having a shorter ranged 8-shot, just try to murder. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'll do it. I'll do the change. And yeah, we've already got everyone. And no mission could have been any clearer. If you want to make a world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the perfect. There's an auger anomaly. We've got a really good auger now. Okay, they're making their way. Send the secret machines to explore the construction. The operation is difficult but proceeds without hitch. The machines make way, seemingly uninterested. These planets amuse the heat. Nice. So I gotta go. Yeah. Zarkov finished. We are ever richer. I just clicked the same thing twice.
Lord Captain, Zarkov is reporting a serious situation on the planet. The flora and fauna of the world have gone mad, attacking settlements with even greater force. The frenzy is blamed on a massive onslaught of beasts. The reporter calls the drovers, and the piercing wails they emit.
Your lordship, it is time to go on the offensive, now under the banner of the Von Valentius, and in the shadow of the Aquila's wings. We are ready to turn Zarkov into a fully fledged world of the Imperium. So either 1 security, 1 efficiency, or 1 compliance. Do we know what has riled up the drover?
Negative, Lord Captain. We are operating solely on Colonel Governor theories. Perhaps you enraged the pack by slaying the drove beneath the cage. Or it could be that some planetary cycle we know nothing about. The dynasty's servants at Zarkov have already begun investigating, but they will take time and won't resolve the current situation. We must act without delay.
How such a occurrence of xenobeasts ever happened before?
No, your lordship. Colonel Governor stated there is no mention of this phenomenon. This is Zarkov colony's first time experiencing this.
That's not quite true. There is evidence that the planet was far more dangerous in the months after the first call-up landed. No one was carrying out any comprehensive surveys at the time, of course, or at least they didn't share them with this regiment. But after that, everything settled down. Now the appearance of the God Emperor's chosen ones has struck terror into Zarkov's Xeno curse. That must be it. Does my retinue have anything to say on the matter? Why send soldiers to the deaths when Xeno heresy can be purged with righteous flames? For we cannot burn recklessly, as the roots will ignite in the instant and the wildfire will quickly get out of control. We must trap the beneath between 2 fires, so that the back burn incinerates them and then burns itself out.
Every arbitrator knows how to hold a bastion of loyalty to the Imperium during planet-wide cataclysms. Hunkering down will result in a grueling siege, while a head-on counterattack will cause unnecessary losses. We need shrewder approach. We'll move a portion of the populace into a fortified area to serve as bait for the beast, while our assault teams flank the enemy and weaken them with targeted strikes.
Nuncius and I have successfully conducted several experiments on tissue samples from the drover you slew. It is a primitive creature lacking any capacity for independent thought. It merely reacts to external stimuli, which is precisely its vulnerability. Drawing upon this fact, I have concocted a formula for a biocide tincture, one that is remarkably easy to manufacture. Once aerosolized, it will distort the drovers and leave them vulnerable, theoretically at least. It'd be fascinating to test this tincture in the field. So, just reduce the costs. So I'm basically choosing between security. I've got so many chemicals. A splendid idea, Eogun. By the glory of the machine god, I will begin drafting necessary instructions. With the aid of the Omnissiah's servants, the Merovians will swiftly push the drovers back to where they belong. I will instruct the quartermasters to spare no resources in this endeavor. The biocide engineered proved more potent than anticipated. It did not merely disorient the xenobeasts, but struck their nervous system with partial paralysis as well. Armed with this advantage, the 32nd Morove Regiment launched an offensive, purging drovers with minimal losses. In short order, the creature's onslaught upon human settlements waned as they hid away in their lairs. Your Lordship, a theory has emerged about what caused this. The Dynasty's agents have investigated and discovered a strange signal that we cannot decipher or locate. However, it seems to affect the nervous system of these drovers in some way, driving them into a rage. Alas, that's all we know for now. Yeah. We're an even more efficient place. And we can get everything here. More security. Your Lordship, the esteemed Janitor Ferez requests a Vox audience. It concerns Manipulus Fabris and the experiment he is conducting in the Sector Bionica.
Lord Captain, operation at the Sector Bionica have practically stalled. Extremis Eogun Fuberus is unilaterally experimenting with the implantation drone, drawing the motive force from the compartments circulating and thereby hindering proper administration of the augmentation rate.
Any idea exactly what he's doing?
Analysis. Insufficient data. A high influx of the motive force to the Sector Bionomica's implementation drone has been detected. Violations of the Cataclysm of Maintenance and Operation have been recorded, along with restricted access for other tech priests. However, the rank of the life form designated Eogun Fuberus is too high to be impeded without intervention from the life form designated Lord Captain.
Testing. According to the logs of the Sector Bionica system, Genitor Eogun Fuberus is undertaking unauthorized use of the implantation drone contrary to its design purpose. Recommended sanction, imposition of a techno-penance combined with temporary rank reduction. He is playing with death, in fact, your lordship. He keeps trying to catch it, but it runs away from him and flies over his shoulder. But it will never leave him completely. I thought I was cracked in the head, but no, that tin can must have bigger problems than me, if he can't decide whether to live or die. I'm headed there immediately.
You'll be waiting, Lord Captain, on the Sire's blessing.
That kills me every time I do it, but I'm always gonna do it. Loading. Oh my. The implantation throne stands before you in all its glory. Illuminated with discharges of the motive force. A massive body is laid upon it and takes you a moment to recognize its Eogun. Lucius, I'm in complete agreement that any interference with the function of the galvanic abdomen will lead to acute hypertension, but I have the situation perfectly under control. A fatal outcome has been excluded as a possibility. Eogun stares intently at the vid screen attached to his neck. All his body cavities have been carefully opened. You watch the crimson pink lump of his augmented heart as it beats in his chest, and you see the faint flickering of his galvanic cells through the whitish film of his peritoneum. Yes, Nuncius, I am aware. Now propagate to the motive force with the offering of the second galvanic hit. Conducting the rate of voltage manipulation, 10%, steady, 20%. A moment pauses and the Jinju draws a shuddering breath and startles back to consciousness. 20% hypertension, momentary loss of consciousness. The motive force is surging uncontrollably. Additional proctologous shots are required to appropriate it and compensate for the excess pressure. Well then, you were right, Nuncius. Abdominal extraction is possible. This is an incontrovertible fact. Did you Should you break yourself, I will not fix you. I appreciate your concern, Rogue Trader, but the experiment is completely under control. Moreover, Nuncius is carefully monitoring my condition. If you'll excuse me, I will be able to continue our conversation in just a moment. Splenic extraction. Nuncius, this is truly fascinating. Blood flow has slowed. The load on the main arteries has fallen dramatically. I classify my current condition as pre-mortem. Viability? Minimal. Your methods are highly original, Eogun. What experiment are you conducting? I am currently engaging in a study of determinacy in the existence of amalgam individuals. Your presence will no doubt enliven the discussion my dearest colleague and I are having as I work. You have caught Nuncius and me about halfway through our disposition. Determinacy in amalgam individuals. Wait, is this related to your previous experiment? Naturally. This is part of my path on the quest for knowledge, just as the creation of the Triazo model was. But I have taken a different approach in my current experiments. The knowledge you're seeking this time, does it warrant this self-excavation? I am seeking the limit, Rogue Trader. The limit that Ferium Sanctum can withstand, but living tissue cannot. I am trying to perceive the extent to which reverse augmentation can be accomplished without killing the recipient, and I myself, as bearer of a large number of implants, am the ideal specimen. Why would you reverse someone's augmentation? The gifts of the of the Omnissiah come at a price, one that not everyone can pay. The machine spirits can rage and reject the flesh with which they have been joined, causing pain or even indescribable agony. Sometimes the only way to end it is to extract the augment, which often carries risk of death. My objective is to find a way to mitigate this. A highly unusual goal for a tech priest. In the eyes of a servant of the Omnissiah, human life rarely outweighs the value of augments. Something must have propelled him down this path in the past. The work of the Secta Bronica is suffering because of your research. Oh, as soon as I obtained the answers to my questions, I will rise from this throne and restore the motive force to the compartment, rest assured. And now I beg another pause, Rogue Trader. I must excavate the heart implant. Nuncius, kindly monitor the functioning of the arterventricular node, if you would. Thrones instantly erupts in a cacophony of alarms. You count no less than 30 beats of your own heart before the pulsing organ is returned to its owner chest. The ashen shadow of death slowly leaves Eogun's face. Praise the Messiah! Nuncius, this is what we've been searching for. A 30-second interval is optimal for removing the organ without causing dysfunction. Risk of a fatal outcome. The risks are negligible when what is at stake is crossing the limit of death itself. Both of my attempts to create a Tres Armada have failed, and so it is necessary to apply a different methodology. Your thoughts on this matter interest me greatly, my colleague, so let them flow freely. But you mentioned 2 attempts. There was another Tres Armada? Deftly deduced from my deliberate vagueness in my last thesis. You are correct. The one you and I created was the second attempt. First was the starting point that whetted my thirst for the mysteries of the machine, the organic body. The most fascinating new story Nuncius telling of it is more engaging. Sitting in behind the grin of your interlocutor. Yes, Nuncius, perhaps the story is indeed too long for our current circumstances. But enough of the lyrical digression. I have since made significant progress in understanding the wisdom of the Omnissiah, and the failure of both Moia procedures will remain merely another setback on the path of comprehension. Elaborate on your thesis, Eogun. Why is vanquishing death so important to you? Because if a machine as functional and multifaceted as the human organism ceases to exist, all practical meaning of it is destroyed. And I have dared to fathom ways of prolonging life precisely to preserve that meaning. The operational limits of organics can be overcome, the annihilation of flesh and mind averted, and function raised to the absolute. Death is what sustains the Imperium, this is true. But life is what propels it forward. This is an incontrovertible fact. I'd like to hear Nuncius's position. Yes, dearest colleague. You are certainly correct in the assertion that death is the natural and inevitable cessation of the life process. But is that not why the Omnissiah granted us the gift of reason and ability to comprehend existence, so that we humans could submit to the natural way of things? You accept death as a fact, but I believe such fatalism is incomprehensible to a servant of the Omnissiah. Do not machines strive for eternity in his image and likeness? Well, I shall really share my thoughts. Life is a duty, not merely a right. A person must live as long as they are able to bring benefit. It's not worth it. You can try to prolong existence indefinitely, but after a certain point, such existence can scarcely be called life. Vanquishing death will triumph of reason and triumph of being born not by the will of chance, but by the will of humanity. Life. Looking at life through the prism of duty is wise. I must never forget the purpose of my ambitions. There is sound reasoning to that argument more than a little. After all, every organism is a machine of the Omnissiah, and its purpose is to serve humanity. Triumphant binaric hum pouring out of the implant Throne's Vox transmitter interrupts the Manipulus's musings, signaling the completion of the procedure. Eogun's anti-grav generator stirs to life once more, and the Genitor floats smoothly into the air. It appears that the gory experiment he just performed on himself has had no catastrophic consequences. Nuncius rises after him, a silent shadow. And so, the experiment is complete, and I deem the outcome wholly satisfactory. Thank you for your timely arrival, Rogue Trader. You have given me food for thought that will occupy my unquiet mind for a long time to come, and will surely grant me many revelations in the future. Now I must return to the laboratory and discuss the results in detail with Nuncius. fascinating. Right, I've given him that. So cool. Is this someone I could give cover to? Actually, that's sort of good on her, isn't it? How much dodge is lost? 5%? 3%? That's worth doing on everybody. That's like literally worth doing on everybody. I have my own legs already, yep. She's got legs already. Um... Well, that was very weird. Let me just doubly make sure. Okay, this is working. That was very weird. Alright. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's just weapon skill. Yeah.
Is there money to be made?
I'll take my leave. Obviously, I like augmentation, man. I'm like everyone's aug to the brains. Auged as much as I can make them. And hey, getting her up to that 7, ooh-wee. All that over penetration. Any enemy behind another is definitely getting shot. Cause it's what, 35% now? I've just been loving the augmentations, man. I think they're all so good. I know the force field emitter is alright, but the Drusians. Yeah, a new. Oh right, I wanted the Hand of the Righteous as well. We got new leg. The user can move through enemies. Each creature on their path takes 20 impact with 30. Suffers 25% parry. Until the end of the user's next turn, each enemy damaged that the user moves through suffers double damage and is pushed. That's kind of cool. And the shield. To shield against multiple enemies. And this is a nothing burger. Nothing burger. type. Level 10. So we are one level away from the arm. And then the Death World's boots. Yeah, the Radiant Gloves +5 to parry reduction. All allies gain 16 against enemies adjacent to the wearer that wear automatic dodges. Interesting. Well, the new leg is definitely getting installed into someone. Probably Heinrich. I think. Or should it get installed into her leg? Yeah. Yeah, I like this idea. And then, of course, I will galvanize it. Galvanize! I do love this. Alright. And then I'll probably get myself a new arm. The Hand of the Righteous. The clans servicing the cooling systems have reported an incident of sorcery. The shadows in the cabins and corridors are coming to life. Voidsmen say they see a strange, withering, writhing thing lurk in nooks and crannies. The strange creature cannot be caught. It's almost as if they sense they are being marched and sink into the many cracks of the machines and bulkheads. Order that the monsters be banished with faith and prayer. The Ecclesiarchy's mission on board of the void ship held sermons in every corner of the haunted chamber. The many-voiced chants and holy rituals manifested the power, and the demons skulking, and the cracks vanished without a trace. The crew cheered, and they praised the God Emperor for his protection. Yeah, it's working on it. Alright, awesome. Lord Captain, the esteemed Magos Hanuman is requesting your attention on a private Vox channel establishing connection. I request an audience with the rogue trader. Juditor extremist Eogon Fumarus has committed a Category 5 blasphemy by violating the precepts of the Catechism of the Maintenance and Operation. The offender persists in denying his distortion of the omniscience design and insists on resolving the conflict with third-party mediation. Or mediation. Are you asking me to adjudicate your theological debate? This statement is true. Other means of bringing Janitor Fumarus into compliance have already proven ineffective, having had an adverse effect on the productivity of the engine compartments. Was the essence of the dispute. The Manipulus has modified the ship's servitors in a way that deviates from the permissible standards of their construction. The arguments he has presented are heretical, and results are blasphemous, and his speech is profane. I order you both to report to the bridge immediately. I shall settle this. Acknowledged, Lord Captain. I hate to tell you this, Pascal, I'm probably gonna side with Eogon unless it's, like, a nonsense type of thing. Like, something that doesn't help increase efficiency. very air between the two tech priests seems to crackle with touch, and the glare Eogan and Pascal exchange can melt steel.
Lord Captain, as an ordained Magos, I bear witness against a genitor extremis Eogan Fumerus. He conducts research that negatively impacts the productivity of the holy race of the Servitor Maintenance, and distorts the vestige of the machine god's creations. Such blasphemy tramples the tenets of faith and may lead to critically unpredicted consequences.
Out of respect for Magos Hanuman, I will not respond to such a blatant provocation with aggression. That would be counterproductive. However, I would note that my esteemed colleague is fundamentally mistaken in his interpretation of my actions. I have followed the quest for knowledge, serving the machine god as befits a genitor extremis. No blasphemy against his commandments has been committed, as Nuncius can attest. I believe the least biased participant should speak first. Nuncius? Nuncius, the issue of productive integration of augmentics into living flesh of a host is the cornerstone of all endeavors. I'm disappointed by attempts to remain neutral in this debate. I see you... Spare me your petty bickering, Pascal. What exactly has Eogan done?
Genitor Extremis Fumerus was summoned to pacify a group of frenzied servitors. Given his rank and presumed breadth of knowledge, the risk of disruption to the sacred rites was deemed minimal. However, the Genitor exceeded his remit and performed rituals on several servitors that do not conform to the paradigm of the cult Mechanicus, replacing some of their blessed implants with organic matter.
I do not deny my actions, rogue trader. Indeed, I have introduced several experimental modifications to the servitor's construction, modifications that increase the productivity and task efficiency. But does this not enhance their utility? The essence of Magos Hanuman's accusation eludes me. Pascal, what makes Eogan's experiments so dangerous?
Their very nature is blasphemy through committing the heresy of invention. Genitor Fumerus was supposed to completely eliminate the source of the malign code, though had infiltrated the servitor's neural implants. Instead, he altered their mortal flesh in such a way that it is no longer subject to the machine god's imperatives as transmitted by the implants. The operational stability of the resulting modified servitors cannot be prognosticated. The ship's machine spirits may find themselves defenseless and fall victim to entropy, which would begin to multiply within the computational cycle.
My intervention did not violate the protocols of servitization. Their minds still follow the machine algorithms. No heresy has been committed. Colleague, you are overly accustomed to relying upon the cold orderliness of the Ferium Sanctum, and you perceive organic matter as something mutable and unreliable. Yet the living cell is one of the most perfect and stable aggregates created by the Omnissiah. Yes, Nuncius, bone tissue is no less vital and stable, but it would have been less convincing in this particular case. Eogan, why did you conduct this experiment outside the laboratory? A reasonable question, rogue trader, and I believe the answer will prove most satisfactory. After the Trias Armada reconstruction ended in failure, I spent considerable time drawing conclusions from it. The fruit of my labors is a formula for bionic synergy that enhances the efficiency of augmentic integration with the host. Is productive efficiency not the highest value for a servant of the Omnissiah? Servitor malfunctions will occur less frequently, shorter maintenance times will be required, and the label of the technomats will be optimized. The utility of such a solution is indisputable and therefore requires no preliminary investigation.
This statement is false. Efficiency is a consequence of observing proper rites, not a cause for worship. The rejection of the standardized methods of service in the pursuit of increased productivity is a Category 5 blasphemy. Optimizing the labor of the technomats is not the prerogative of a genitor extremis. Each serves according to their function. This alone is an incontrovertible fact.
Nuncius, what do you think? Abstemiously, what's that? You think the Steam Magi are behaving like squabbling children? Yes, I would agree. Both textures trained towards the serval skull, which is not uttered a single word. The skull glares malevolently while Eogun opens his mouth to object, then he thinks better of it. If you call each other colleagues, why do you not work together? Is this a rhetorical question? No, I see that you truly wish to hear the answer. Each follows their own path to knowledge, comprehending existence through the wisdom of the Omnissiah. My path and that of Megos Honeymoon diverged at the very beginning.
Unthinkable. I assess collaboration with Genitor Firmus to be counterproductive. His willingness to distort dogma in order to justify his own flaws borders dangerously on heresy.
Enough, I'm ready to abdicate. That's kind of cool. And collision calculation. What? That's awesome! I want to try this. I refuse. No, I want to try that. Alright, I'm gonna speed run. I want to see if there's a third outcome here, and I only have a 25% chance of getting it. But I can speed run through the conversation. Because I'm curious. This is my first time. I'm treating this just like as if I were playing the game myself, by myself. I am curious. Like, very curious. Warp travel? Willpower? Is it not happening, or? Oh no, it happened in between here. Okay. Continue. Blah, blah. Blah, blah. You're gone. Alright, I'm speed running through this. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam. And why did you conduct? Why not work together? Nuncius. Enough, I'm ready. Bam. Alright, another try. Come on. I need a bit of luck. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight. Look, let a gentleman see how nice a dame you can be. Take 3. Three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Alright, probability wise, this should be the one. Will it? No, probably not, but it should be. After all, this is my 4th attempt, and it's a 1 in 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. If there were enough people watching, I'd probably want to try to figure out how to do voting and be like, gamble! Do you want to, how many tries do you think it's gonna take? Oh. Alright, bam, 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 bam. Let's just spam enough. Dang. You know what? What am I doing? I should, since I know I'm doing this ahead of time, I'll try one more time, but since I know I'm doing this ahead of time, I should probably equip like a persuasion boosting item. You know? Like that would make things go faster. Look, let a gentleman see how nice a dame you can be. You again. 3, blah blah blah. 4, 3. Alright. I'm definitely gonna equip it. Just because it will speed things up considerably, because each percent makes probability go a little bit further in my favor. Type. Lore Imperium. No. I need persuasion items. Who here has the persuasion items? Is it her? I should definitely replace that sometime. Maybe not. You know what? If none of them have it, then it should be available. Do I recognize it from sight though is the next question. This would be so much easier if I made it intelligence based. Lore Imperium. Persuasion. And is there not a helmet for it? I mean, I've already got plus 10. Plus 16. I guess. Plus 21. Alright. Alright, there. My odds are now in the 40s. 46, I believe. It's closer to a 50-50. This should speed things up considerably, considering I failed multiple 1 in 4s. Alright, Pascal, what makes it dangerous? Eogan, call each other colleagues. Nuncius, enough. 45.
The prerogative of oversight to ensure compliance with the rights is accepted. I request full access to Magos Februs's research under these conditions. Cooperation will be deemed productive and feasible.
The requirement is satisfactory. I am prepared to share my knowledge and methods with Magos Hanimon, provided this allows me to continue my experiments and convince him of the purity of my thoughts and deeds. Nuncius will bear witness to this tech oath. We gained both! Oh, heck yeah! Alright, now I got a ram! Priests bound apart, but there is hope that the collaboration will bear fruit. That's awesome! Alright, that's great! Oh. Well now I gotta build to ram, right? Helmet. I believe I had this equipped. And the other things were, this. And the most important, probably, for my build, the Apex Predator gloves. Wait, why are my shotguns like that? Why'd the game unequip my sniper rifle? Sniper rifles. The roar. Here it is. That's not the correct one, though. Cruel Fate is the one. There we go. And then there was something else of note. Oh, yes. Her. I know this game does not like to sort. One of these should be good enough for her. Whenever the wearer uses a non-attacking, they gain a versatility. That doesn't work for her. Anyway, there. Alright. Back to here. You know what? This for that. It's probably been a very long time since I've upgraded. That's what it seems like anyway. The way it can move. I think I now know why. That doesn't change anything. Let's give her vigilance. Alright, big changes, big changes. The rear has nope. I think I'm good for now. Magenta is the Zealous Cloak. Whenever the wearer hits an ally, they gain +1 stack of steel. Yeah, no, I'd much rather have the backpack. Not saying that the area attack one is bad, just it's not great either. If the wearer ends their turn with an adjacent familiar, that familiar regains 8 wounds. And yours is the dodgy one, right? Dodge reduction? Yeah. Man, it must have been a very long time since I've decided to upgrade. The wearer's range attacks inflict 0. Armor penetration divided by 5 levels of bleeding to their target. That might be a good pickup for you. I really am just upgrading everybody. Oh my Lanta, I'm so sorry anybody watching. I guess I just really haven't realized how behind I was. Oh, I do have a persuasion cape. Mind cape already works that way. Yeah, it's just been... Eogun can't equip it, that's why it hasn't gone to Eogun. I mean, hey, it's free plus 15, right? Yeah, that tells me a lot about how long it's been since I've upgraded anyone's anything, though. Alright. That's funny. Oh yeah, and now ship. We are going to have an insane round. I'll end it for here, but oh yeah, didn't I have like a RAM upgrade as well? Definitely none of those. I'm pretty sure I did. Bombers, fighters, fireproofing, flak, focus lens, is it maybe one of the engines? Oh, it's not sorting. No wonder it looks so weird to me. No. No, no. I thought maybe it was an engine. Yeah! Go battering ram! Ram build! Let's go! Is there a ramming based this? Probably not, right? Just evasion. But I'm happy with my aspects. And none of these are... This is still not sorted, right? But whatever. Honestly, I use the ion shot so little, this might actually be better. Especially if I'm ramming. I feel very tanky. We ram! Well, now I'm excited to ram. What's the plot thing? Sorry, I'm just like going back over stuff. Oh, it's a ship. Okay. Oh man. Alright, next stop. Tenebrous Aquay. We'll personally face these. It's been a while. I know I just gave her a bunch of new upgrades, but still. Non-Pascal's still good. I honestly was considering putting it on Pascal, because that extra armor penetration would probably lead to more over-penetration. Which would mean, he ricochets like a bajillion times. Your gun will, of course.
Let us not dawdle.
Oh, it's been forever. Your gun will move up, and so will I. So will Hershey. Pascal will trail out here. Start the battle. Cool. Alright, give me a bonus. My perception's already almost over 100. Which will happen after Eargun does this.
I'm relying on you.
Yeah, 114. This is
A valid argument.
all of these are gonna be great.
Executing command. The machine spirits approve.
I might as well do this. And this. Wha-bam! What? But one just died.
Be careful not to
Run
cross
up.
my gaze.
Click new.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Wha-blam!
Witness the fury of House
This
Orcelion.
is
In the name of House Orselion, I shall prevail.
And you. Oh, you're not? Do you not have any level 3 or higher then? You don't.
I'll make it
Call the
happen.
bold. Shablamo! I'll move myself
Taking
kind of
calculated
in
risk is
everything.
in my second nature. It's as good as done.
Chow.
On it.
Kablam.
Twice before crossing me.
Oh, you're still alive?
Never
No,
stood
you're
a
not.
chance. I'll make
Reload
it
the
happen.
shotgun.
I'll see to it personally. It's as good as done. Enemy down.
Oh right, I can just shoot until I'm done, can't I?
I'll see to it personally. It was inevitable.
No more enemies. No more enemies.
I'll make it happen. On it.
I'm not accustomed to being
Give that
ordered
to
around.
him and
Me?
kill that one.
Painted black.
And then of course I go.
I am ready for whatever comes.
And we go
I'll
bam
make it
lam.
happen.
I said bam lam.
Never stood a chance.
And then we go again.
Who, if not me?
Already doesn't have that much armor. So this should kill.
I don't need
And
luck. I have strategy. I'll see to it.
Bam.
Stood a chance.
well, that was
I
easy.
have a nose for profit and a taste for adventure.
Go team.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Awesome. That went extraordinarily well. Kaplow, we made it. Chart new routes. I think, yeah, we're at our like last few planets here. Like once I go down here and get to these, I just, oh, this will be the last one. I thought they finished. All right, look at those stats. For Flogstone and a recovery. I'll gladly do this one. A violent battle is unfolding before the Rogue Church's eyes. Patrol ships from the Corda fleet are tearing apart two small Dari vessels. Once they are finished with them, the Void ships give chase after the third, already damaged vessel clearly. Seeing the last ship's impending death, Yelet calls out to the Lord Captain, her voice trembling slightly, only to Rogue Church's intervention. Send a message telling them to stop. They're guilty of raiding the system's planets and robbing merchant vessels. Analyze despite the presence of some submarine, the Xenos ship is more likely to be transport cargo or the Xenos themselves rather than direct combat. Willing to engage, they leave. Meanwhile, the wounded Xenos ship is rapidly distancing itself. Every attempt to contact is met with frustration, and the Voxmaster reports that the vessel is in deplorable condition. Who knows how much more xenotechnology can endure before it. Huh. Here's to her Caden's wisdom, but the words of the outcast cannot make them trust Monkai. And only the thin figure stands motionless against the backdrop of the intricate stained glass window, mourning the fallen in solemn silence. Once the pain in Yolette's soul is numbed, she turns to the Lord Captain and nods, a short gesture of gratitude for the attempt to save those who hardly be saved. Sometime after Yolette comes to Lord Captain, haggard but still holding on to hope. She says that she came aboard the Monkai's vessel and set off into the darkness in the hopes of finding her kin, found only corpses slaughtered by humanity's hatred. And though she and the Lord Captain were not always in agreement, the Tuck still tried to lend a helping hand. In gratitude, as she promised, she shares the coordinates of her kin's cache. Speaking of cache, scanning. Destroy it. The bear's incoming damage is reduced by Veil degradation. That seems like something for you. Yeah, that's definitely something for you. What's your one? Oh. Infinite temporary wounds. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely for you. Looking kind of awesome. Alright, combat time. Space combat time. Time to kick some serious butts. Ramming speed. I mean, we have put quite a few upgrades into ramming. Siggy. And that one. Yeah, you're gonna get shot probably, but you're shooting first. Yep. Well, you know what? I'll let them deal with that. If I go here and click the ram button, I cannot ram. But I can go and put a weakness on you. Which means dealt to the weak point. Oh, highlighted area.
Fire at will.
Ow! That went further than I thought. Oof. That feels like some serious bad luck.
Helmsman, take us in.
Target destruction confirmed. Praise the old desire.
91 scrap. $16, okay. Fair enough. I didn't get to ram anybody. Sad face. Definitely not. Um. Send a boarding shuttle. Okay. Let's keep up the journey. Seneschal Abelard Wezrin was found in his quarters in a trance-like state. Why won't the fever break? Does the esteemed children have the faintest idea? Everything be alright, son? We've seen that one before. Okay, take us down here. No? Well, fine, I'll take myself down there, thank you. So this will give another compliance. This will give universal compliance, which I'm glad to do. 7 Promethium. I don't need that. This looks like a good planet. Yeah. The Sentinel's pride hives are oozing noxious haze, veined with sulfurous streaks. The promethium fumes from the gigantic distilling cauldrons located beyond the temperature shields. Vast, endless deadlands littered with spots of promethium station, and refineries separate the colossi of Rockreet and Adamantine. With its crown of gargantuan spires, the heat of the system's star has turned this world into a boiling but lucrative gland within the body of the House Corridor Protectorate. It's hard to tell what's more impressive, the grotesque grandeur or its extreme toxicity. Alright. Scan! We don't need many more adamantine. Warp travel. Chart course. More glorious ship combat. Okay, never mind. This is one plasteel. Definitely not worth it. 2 plasteel. And then we go here. This is Forge World, Euphrates 2. It belongs to the explorators of the Cognitive Fleet. They colonized it centuries years ago. Unfortunately, we do not possess the privilege of landing here. Why can't we go to the surface? This world is declared off limits to the laity due to the sacred rites of the Adeptus Mechanicus being performed on its surface. I'm afraid the restriction applies even to you, your lordship. What kind of secrets are they hiding? Rumors say the Seventh Seal Messiah calculating the formula of ultimate destruction in the secluded tech crypts of this world, seeking to confine it to a rigid system of previously unseen weapon primers. Other whispers of local denizens have detected their lives to the restoration of ruined divine weapon from the dark age of technology, whose power and technological perfection are so holy that mere glance from a layman would be affront to the Omnissiah. Let's not disturb them. Yeah, we're gonna get our cash. We're gonna get our payout from the yeah. I didn't get to use any of the people last fight. So I think what I'll do is once I'm done
I always
exploring all
keep
these
my options
planets,
open.
I'll end it here at next time, which will be in 2 weeks. Oh, it's a corn one! Yay, cornflakes!
Exterminate every
Start
last
battle.
one of you.
Here,
I am a navigator,
Luke,
not a servitor.
go and give everybody their
A
appropriate
valid
buffs.
argument. Executing command.
Yeah, like that combo's so good.
Astute observation.
We give everybody this.
Executing
This.
command.
Ooh. And this. And they're all like eager to fight and whatever. They're like, yeah, we'll murder them. Yeah. Then we go, Shazam!
Section deemed completed.
Then we go, haha. Killing your own allies. They're freaking out. They're like, oh my god, man, what are we gonna do, man? Where is the most esteemed colleague?
Don't let your
Right,
guard
and then I
down.
just run up and I go, hi, pray, and pray.
On it.
And you know what,
It's
might
as
as well
good as
pray.
done.
I see your armor.
I'll make it
I
happen.
say I don't like it, so go
I'll
away.
see to it personally.
Alright, first shot.
Best defense is a good offense.
They lived? Oh, because I didn't do this.
It's as good as done. Who if
You.
not me?
If I may, me,
And then we go, bam, the other one busts the dust.
I'll show you why navigators are feared.
And we run over hither, and we go,
I'll see to it
and we
personally.
will get rid of your
I'll
armor.
make it happen.
And
I'll
we go,
see to it
haha,
personally.
block this! And then we run up, and they're like,
Who if not another enemy down? The end was inevitable.
and then that one goes.
Help me, Lord Captain! You are in the presence of House Orselio.
Well, I did that
Keep
in
your wits
technically
about
one
you.
turn. Even though I actually gave myself like 3 turns. I did that on the first turn. This... Man, I'm almost the next level. I'm almost the level 2 heretic. That's actually gonna happen soon. Collecto. We can gift that to whomever. Chart new routes. Gain additional 1. Insight. The Frozen Prince. Scan. 2 plasteel. Definitely not worth it. How much experience do I need to level up next? 1,000. A little less than 1,000. Prometheum. We don't need that. Are they not finished yet? Oh, they are. Alright, we got that compliancy. Sure. Whatever. An adamantine and people for 6, 6, and 6. And a universal compliancy. That's the more important part, the universal compliancy. Because if I look, that would add an extra to Janus. And that would completely max out Dargonis. And you know, next... that one's not really worth it, is it? Underground workers? Yeah. If I need those materials, I'd do it, but I don't. So yeah, Dargonis will be completely maxed out. And my lowest amount of compliance will be 6. Getting scanned. Scanning. Found some plasteel. Alright. Beginning scan. Scan complete. There was nothing. Alright. Back we go. Trust in the navigator's judgment. Oh. Okay. No, because after we finish scanning the rest of the planet, like, well, the rest of my things, and I go back, I'm actually gonna first go back to Janus.
Heresy ends here.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Alright. Whoa. Everybody gets a buff to stats.
A valid argument.
Well, everybody but Yogun gets the buff to stats. It actually might be worthwhile for me now to inspiring command him. Oh, I forgot to do this one. I'm like, the math ain't mathin' here.
Lucius is skeptical about this.
Nice. I mean...
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may.
Let me go. That. And
Me?
that.
If you insist, Lord Captain. As duty demands.
Yay! We got a kill.
He flashes off, choking me.
Okay. Wow, we actually have a go with Avalon.
Tried and tested tactics.
This is gonna be bonkers though. Let's start off with simply a bat.
Deliver us.
And then we kick. No, then we do this. Yeah. We take a step forward and we do
Victory
this.
is imminent.
Then we go. Bam! That's so awesome.
Follow my lead.
Or, no, there's another pink horror left.
At your beck and
Then we
call.
go. Hurrah!
I'd like to share of this one.
And then we go here, and we go you.
It will be done.
Get over here.
Bring you the stuff.
And then we
We'll
go
rule the
like
stars
this.
themselves.
And then we go for this.
One new and reduce the dust.
And then we go back down hither.
Just a minor setback.
And then we kill them both.
I took care of this one.
Oh my god, he's
Is
so
always there
awesome. Just like it's so good. And then we warp travel some more. And we warp travel some more. Acolytes of the Cult of Mechanicus have reported a disturbing incident. All Vox systems on the middle decks started broadcasting otherworldly sounds. Oh. Bam, we've made it. We chart new routes. So we're about to be spending 6, so we gained 1. Universal compliancy. Look at Dargonus! Dargonus is so happy! Yeah. I mean, +2 security, +1 efficiency, +10 dogmatica, and yeah. This will give us 6 mechanisms, an extra efficiency and compliancy. Oh! Awesome! And it gives me 1 of each. Lord Captain, according to telemetry, we are in the system of Kievagama, the main industrial world of Von Valencia's dynasty. However, our astropaths report that attempts to contact Governor Gaprak have been unsuccessful. But wait! Lord Captain, a new report. Kievagama is sending a request to exchange data. Should we accept? Ignore the transmission. As your command, Lord Captain. Lord Captain, we ignore the transmission as you ordered, but the Fox system has detected a dozen more incoming requests. The number is growing every second, and each one is becoming more insistent and stronger. I think I hear something. Lord Captain, interference detected in the compartment's Vox system. Look like the bridge is cut off from the rest of the void ship. The void ship's bridge, sounds of working cogitators and officers' footsteps. The everyday scene is interrupted by an ear-splitting beeping sound followed by lumens going out. In the dim glow of candles and emergency lights, one of the officers in a frame cries out, another falls to her knees, clutching her head. Over the beeping voxes, shouts can only just be heard. What's going on? The doors are locked. We've lost contact with all compartments. One of the bridge officers turns to the throne. Lord Captain, the Vox stations are malfunctioning and overloading the system. None of our outgoing transmissions are going through. The incoming ones that make it are distorted beyond interpretation. The officer salutes and hurries over to the bridge. Vox system. The Vox master, who is leaning over her station moments later, a cry of surprise. Lord Captain, our transmissions are being distorted as we speak. Depressurize the lower bays. Execute adepts of the machine cult. Disable life support systems. If one command gets out, assign officers to all control systems to execute manual transmission override and send orders to the other compartments on paper. The rogue trader gathers the senior officers and assigns each one of the Vox of the ship's control systems. One monitors the comm line, another prepares written orders. The Vox Master's unit sets up an internal communication via comm beads. The crew's efforts are expedient and well coordinated, and within moments, surface skulls carrying instructions from the Lord Captain are diving into the ventilation shafts and vanishing into the gloom. Scrap code. The voice belongs to the on-deck engineer, who has turned to the Lord Captain from his station. We have been attacked with scrap code, a tech heresy designed to corrupt machines. The transmission received from the planet was infected with this taint, and it is now running through the ship's veins. Omniziah preserve us. The Voidburn officers appear before the Lord Captain once more. Whatever it is that's attacking us, we have a backup procedure that can circumvent the Vox barrier. In the atrium leading to the building, there is a terminal for an isolated system that might still be uneffective. A loud pop, the pipes over the officers' heads burst and blast hot air flings the void borne away from the Lord Captain. His body slamming straight through the cogitator paddle. Picked frames spin. The picked recorder fogs over the Vox pickings. Crackling of electricity. Gas on the bridge. Gives the order to evacuate immediately. The rogue trader personally oversees. Bring the plasma cutters. Get them wounded to the exit. The officers repeat his orders. When this service skull follows the rogue trader reaches the door, they fall to the plasma cutter and crumbles outward. The rogue trader is the last to leave the bridge. Leaning on a support beam, the rogue trader takes several deep breaths, trying to flush his lungs with air. Then he straightens, smooths his uniform, and heads towards the goal known only to him. The servo skulls follow. The atrium is in a state of panic. Silhouettes skitter around in the dark hall, illuminated only by the flickering of emergency lumens. Kurt! Orders and someone's feverish words of prayer can be heard. Having lost all communication, the beheaded ship is writhing in agony. It takes a while for the Lord Captain to find the cogitator mentioned by the fallen officer. The panel of the isolated terminal is riddled with cracks and bloodstains, and on the floor by the terminal, a tech priest is lying in a heap with his head smashed and technical liquids mixed with blood oozing out of his ports. The Lord Captain decides to take his chances restoring the terminal. The rogue trader rips up the power key off the tech priest's mechiandrite and opens the cover of the terminal. Sparks fly into his face, but he is confident in his manipulation of tangled wires and clanging levers. After replacing the cover and ensuring that the system is restored, the Lord Captain brings up the required data on the screen. The most problematic situation is on the middle decks, which have been left without any instructions from the bridge since the disaster began. Due to power supply failures, the bay has been completely cut off from life support systems. People surrounded by darkness are panicking, and their oxygen supply will last another half hour at most. Head to the middle decks himself. Gathering a group of technomats and workers with plasma cutters along the way, the Lord Captain reaches the middle decks. Armored doors separate thousands of people from the rest of the ship. People who have been robbed of light communication oxygen. A wave of the rogue trader's hand and the cutter gets to work. 10 minutes later, sheets of metal come down with a crash and a stream of haggard-looking people pour out of the death trap. Then the passageway. Praising the throne, the Lord Captain, and all that is holy. Return to the bridge. The walk to the bridge is uneventful. The crisis is past, although wounded and crippled, the ship nevertheless has returned to its normal operation. Life on the bridge is as bustling as ever. Even though the people are surrounded by destruction, the senior officers have the situation under control. The people have been organized. The emergency crew have already finished repairing the pipes. The technomats are setting up cogitators and consoles, and the healers are bagging up what few corpses there are and examining the wounded. By comm station, the rogue trader runs into the Voxmaster.
Praise the Emperor! You're in one piece, Lord Captain. The situation on board is satisfactory. I was just in the middle of setting up comm channels. Soon all Voxcasters will be fully operational.
Another man appears on the pick frame, a junior officer. Here are the reports, Lord Captain. If you find yourself able to return to your station, I can immediately give you a rundown of the state of affairs on the ship.
Lord Captain, the situation has been brought under control, more or less. It will take some time to eliminate the consequences of the attack completely, but the vessel is capable of motion. We may even be able to conduct a warp jump if you feel we must leave the system. Allow me to bring you up to date. Fortunately, the bridge suffered only minor losses. The reports mention only a few casualties that have already been replaced. Kivagama went silent after transmitting the harmful signal. I'll refrain from sending inquiries to the industrial world to avoid a second attack. I'm afraid we have exhausted all options for remote analysis. More information can only be obtained by closing the distance or sending an away party to the planet's surface.
The time has come to remind you of our agreement, Percival. I must be present in your entourage during your expedition to Kievagama. I'm counting on your cooperation.
The crew is waiting further instructions, Lord Captain.
Alright, I'm gonna scan these 2 planets, and... Man, I'm so fucking rich with chemicals! Is there nothing I can spend chemicals on, man? I'd, love to trade chemicals for provisions. Contact the Extractum Vox Station. The Extractum turns out to be Incendia Cordias. While this world is of little value to the Von Valencius dynasty, your office assumed that the gesture is an attempt to test the boundaries. Senator considers this an act acceptable and insists on confiscation or reimbursement. Note the unusual composition of the Atti's core subsequent development will allow the extraction of rare refractor metals. Heating his device decides to keep the extractum for himself. The people assume control of the extracting machines. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, let's do this. And then we finish. It's a long way to the top. I mean, compliance leads to more money being made.
Time to earn your keep, crew.
Alright. Everyone's super far away, right? Yeah. This one is 30% more evasion, less maneuverability, minus 3 speed. I'm just gonna go over here. And then... we can summon one of you. We'll do it on the right side. And... we will aim you that way. Steady hand proc, nice. Is there a big bad ship somewhere around here? Where's the far one? Oh, I can't shoot. Alright, sending. Boarding party. Go! We've taken the damage. Um, we move down. And we unleash. And they fire the pyros. They kill the war. They still haven't killed the ship. And our shield absorbs most of the damage. Eesh. Nice.
Engage the engines.
Ram! Oh, insta kill! And that's why we ram, baby. We live for the ram.
Salvo! Torpedoes away!
Oh, it wasn't enough to kill. Fire! And those melted torpedoes move, and that one dies. Bam, bam, bam. Woo! Melted torpedoes running straight into them. And we'll finish this with a ram. Oh, that sucks.
Make every shot count.
I thought that my special engines allowed me to... Oh. So a ram regardless.
The effectiveness of the crew has been recognized as adequate.
Level up the ship. Oh wait. Plus the damage dealt based on distance traveled is increased by 100%. Oh, we're getting them both. Everyone has ultimates now. Yeah, I thought that these engines... Huh. Interesting. That was an epic way to kill that one. Alright. Well, I think we're gonna end it here today. Thanks everyone who watched. And remember, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Bye bye.